Hey guys, Alexander here, and in this video we will be revising the Poisson distribution and how to check answers and questions that you may encounter about this distribution in the programming language R. So let's get started and remind ourselves about what the Poisson distribution is and some of its characteristics. Poisson random variables are random variables that take on one of the values from 0, 1, 2, up to infinity. These random variables are usually used when we are counting the number of arrivals of objects or people or any events within a certain time frame. So these number of arrivals per unit of time are referred to as the rate parameter lambda, and lambda has to be greater than 0 because we have to have greater than 0 number of occurrences. So if x is distributed as Poisson with a rate parameter of lambda, its probability mass function is given by e to the negative lambda times lambda to the power x over x factorial for the support. Now these are the values that this realization can take of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and such. The cumulative distribution function f of a has no closed form. So you have to use a calculator or have to manually add up the results for the probability mass function if you want to calculate the probability that x is less than or equal to a. The Poisson random variable has a nice property that its expected value is equal to lambda, and this is also equal to its variance. Remember this result. For a Poisson random variable, the expected value is the same as the variance. Its moment generating function is given by e to the lambda times e to the t minus 1. And if you want to get the moments for a Poisson random variable, if you're only given the moment generating function, then you will need to take the first derivative of this function with respect to t and evaluate it at t equals 0. This will lead to the expected value of x, which is lambda. And we know this will also be equal to the variance. So let's look at some example questions that you might encounter if you're in an undergraduate course covering probability theory or statistics, or even if you're in high school doing statistics and you're covering the Poisson distribution. So suppose that the number of people entering a building follows a Poisson distribution with a rate parameter of 5 per minute. So we say that x, which is the number of people that are arriving in the building, is distributed as Poisson with a rate parameter of 5 per minute. What is the probability of finding no people in the building after 10 minutes? And let's assume that the building is empty initially, just to make life easier for us. So the probability that x is 0, we go plug this into the probability mass function, but we need to make an adjustment. Remember that lambda is 5 per minute? Well, our time frame is 10 minutes now. So we have to go take lambda and multiply it by 10 to get it to 50. So we will have e to the negative 5 times 10, which is the new lambda, multiplied by 50 to the power of x, and x is 0 in this case, over x factorial, which is 0, and that gives us e to the negative 50. So note that when time changes, you have to multiply the length of time by the rate parameter to make the adjustment. Thus, in 10 minutes, the rate of arrival per 10-minute interval is distributed as a Poisson random variable with 50 people arriving per 10 minutes, which is equivalent to saying that there are 5 people arriving every minute. What is the probability that there would be less than 5 people in the building in the first 10 minutes? Well, that is the probability that x is less than 5. And we don't have any closed form solution, so we need to do the summation from x is 0 to 4 because it's x less than 5. And that's going to be sum from 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Plugged into this probability with the summing over the probability mass function from x is 0 to 4, and we get this result. Now this is great and fine, and you'll do these calculations by hand. You will have to in most cases, but in real life, no one's going to ask you really to go and do this by hand. People want you to have some knowledge of software or programming to be able to solve this. And this is why I'm going to show you how we will answer such questions in our programming language. And this will also help you to be able to check your homework or your assignments to make sure that you are actually doing the right thing. Now we have arrived in our studio. This is the software that I primarily use to code R in, and I would recommend you go download it because it will be helpful for you to learn some programming in R, especially if you're going to major in statistics or decision sciences. You will use R a lot. So I will cover with you the functions that are necessary for the Poisson distribution. So in all these questions, let's suppose that the number of people entering the building follow a Poisson distribution with the rate parameter of 5 per minute. For all of the examples, we assume that x is distributed as Poisson with the rate parameter lambda equal to 5 per minute. And I'm just clearing up this environment so we can see. So the first thing we need to do is we need to know which function do we use. How do we get things about Poisson or so? I've never seen R before. I've never done any programming. Well, R is a very friendly and very easy to use programming language. The question mark will allow you to get help on that particular function. So let's submit this line. We get help for the Poisson. And here we can see it gives functions we can use about the Poisson distribution. The d Poisson returns the probability mass function and the parameters that it takes is x, which is that realization of your random variable, and the rate parameter lambda. And this log, you will not usually use it, so you can just leave it out. So when you're doing using these functions, just use x and lambda for the d Poisson. The other function that will usually be of interest to you is p Poisson, which returns a probability, and in particular, this function you can use to get the cumulative distribution function for Poisson distribution. So the q is the value of x, the realization that you want to calculate up to or from. So if I want to say the probability that x is less than or equal to q, then I will use the p Poisson function and I will put the appropriate lambda in. This lower dot tail means that I'm going from the lowest value of the support, so it means I'm counting all the way from 0 up to and including q. If I switch this function to this argument to false, then it's going to calculate going from q all the way to the upper limit of the distribution. And q plus, this function will return to you the particular quantile, or essentially think of it as this. You feed a probability into it, and it will return to you that particular number that it corresponds to. And the last function related to the Poisson distribution is rPos. This one randomly samples n results from a random variable that is distributed as your specified Poisson distribution with this specified lambda. Okay, so enough of this discussion. Let's go see how it's actually done. So question 1, what is the probability that the number of arrivals x is less than or equal to 4 in the first minute? Now there are two approaches to solving this if you're using these functions. The first one is to say, let's sum over the values of the probability mass function from 0 to 4 manually. So this sum will sum everything inside of it. This d plus is, you can simply think of it as the probability mass function, and we're going to sum over 0 to 4, and our rate parameter lambda is 5. So let's submit this and let's see the result that it returns. It returns to us a result of 0.4404933. Now this approach works, but I've already told you that there is a function called Poisson. So this is a more convenient function to use because it will give you essentially the CDF, and that will help you to calculate the probability that x is less than or equal to that value. So let's use the cumulative distribution function Poisson in its default state, and which will return to us the probabilities that the random variable will be less than or equal to a value q. And we should note that we can change this lower tail's value from true to false as our needs require. Since we're going to use the less than or equal to, then we keep lower dot tail as t, true. So let's submit this command, Poisson, and what we get is the same answer as above. So yes, this works, and it allows us to calculate the probability that x is less than or equal to 4. And if you refer back to the PowerPoint, you will see that this is the same result that was obtained there by doing the calculations by hand and using a calculator. But instead of having to type this in a calculator, if you have it in R like this, you are certain that your results will be correct. There will not be any issues or any mistakes, and you can conveniently and easily check your answers. So this is how we get the CDF, or the probability that x is less than or equal to x. An example of changing the lower tail argument to f and verifying that the sum of these answers are 1 is what I will show to you here. So this first line of code shows, the line of code at line 30 shows the probability that x is less than or equal to 4. And we assign that to a. So a's value, as we can see over here, is 0.44049, which we have seen before. Let's print it out in the console as well. Now we're going to look at the probability that x is greater than 4. And we get this answer, 0.5595067. Now, since this is less than or equal to 4 and greater than 4, we should know that these two should add up. Take particular note, if you need to access the upper tail, or the probability that x is greater than equal to some result, set the lower dot tail to false. That will give you the answer that you are seeking. So let's add up a plus b, and we see that it does indeed add up to 1. So we know that we have not messed up anywhere. We know that these two results are indeed the upper tail and the lower tail, looking at the result of x, little x being equal to 4, the realization being x equal to 4. So question 2, what is the probability that in the first 10 minutes, no people arrive at the building? Step 1, note that lambda is 5 per minute. That means we need to adjust by multiplying so that we can get the number of arrivals occurring per 10-minute interval. And that's simply 5 times 10, which is 50. So now we use the probability that x is 0, which corresponds to the Poisson function. And we submit this result, Poisson 0 and lambda equal to 50. And this is the result you get, very, very small result. And I put this over here, it is actually equal to e to the negative 50. And I put this here just for your verification. So you can see that this is indeed equal to e to the negative 50. So there we have it. That is how you can simply use the Poisson and the Poisson commands to simply and effectively calculate the probability mass function or the cumulative distribution of a Poisson random variable. The next part that this code covers is how we will examine what that Poisson probability mass function actually looks like. Because up to this point, we've just derived the results mathematically. We haven't looked at anything visually to see and get a deeper understanding of how this distribution looks like. So first things first, let's set a random seed so that we can continuously reproduce the same results over time. So we set the seed and we sample. So this sample is set equal to 10,000 random samples of x, where x is distributed as a Poisson random variable with rate parameter 5. And run this code. So what do we know about x? If x is distributed as a Poisson random variable, then we've derived the results that its expected value and its variance should be the same, and they should be equal to lambda, which is 5. Well, let's go check. So we have this object sample 1, which has 10,000 results in it, of random realizations from our distribution X. Now let's see what's its expected value. What is the mean of sample 1? And we see that it's 5.0316, and that's approximately 5. So that's good. If you increase the number of samples to say, let's make it 1 million, and we run this code again, we see that it gets closer and closer to 5. That's because the larger your sample gets, the more samples you have to draw from, and the central limit theorem means that we are going to get closer and closer to the mean value as we draw more and more samples. Let's verify that the variance is also approximately 5, and as we can see, yes, indeed it is. So that makes life quite nice and easy for us. With R, we can easily see how we are sampling and how the actual distribution behaves, and we can convince ourselves now by running a piece of code that all this mathematical stuff that you've been doing, all this work you've been doing, it actually makes sense. You can actually look at it, you can actually apply it to a real world scenario. And lastly, here this code generates 10,000 samples from X, and it also plots the probability mass function. By just sampling from them, we can reproduce the results from the probability mass function. So here is our histogram of the 10,000 samples drawn from X, where X is distributed as Poisson with the right parameter of lambda equal to 5, probability that X is equal to X. And here we can see the mode, the most frequently occurring one with the highest probability, is at number 5. And that makes sense, because what is our expected value of X for a Poisson random variable, and its variance are both 5. And that doesn't mean it will always be the case if you have other distributions, because other factors come into play. But the expected value of X for the Poisson distribution is 5, and we can see that the probability that X is equal to 5 is highest in this case. So here we can see the shape of a Poisson random variable as it has been generated here, and this will be the shape of our probability mass function. So let's look at this result. We say the probability that X is equal to X. This should be approximately equal to 0.17 or 0.175. So let's go and run that actually. So let's take dpois, and we submit it here, the code, and we are going to be carrying it out at X equal to 5 with lambda equal to 5, and we see it's 0.1754674, which is approximately 0.175, as I said, which we can read off from this graph. So this is just how we can use our programming to actually analyze and do questions, statistical questions and probability theory questions about the Poisson distribution. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it will be helpful in your studies of statistics. Good luck with your studies. Alexander, out.